So we have a battle report. It's 1,500 points for the Iron Builder here at Epic Loot. It's going to be Grey Knights versus Sisters of Battle and with their guard allies. It's the Scourging. We haven't rolled for the points on the objectives yet, but on the Sisters side, they've got 2 Exorcists, one here and one here. They have Saint Celestine as their warlord with the famous fighter or whatever, where she gets a victory point for killing any character in a challenge. We have a guard, veteran squad, and a Primaris Psyker that has smite and something that makes him more effective in combat, and he's useless in combat, so he's hiding way over there. We have a group of Repentia, 4 Repentia, a Dominatrix, and an empty Rhino sitting here. 3 Penitent Engines in a squad. 3 Rattlings who have infiltrated in, but they're within my deployment zone anyways. And then in reserve, there are 2 groups of Battle Sisters who are walking on, 1 Sentinel Scout, which is outflanking, and 1 group of Dominions, which are outflanking. And on the Grey Knight side, we got
Alright. I've got a Land Raider Crusader with Terminators and a Librarian in it, 7 Terminators. I got Razorback with Cybolt ammunition, a Strike Squad, and a Psy Cannon in there.
Vindicare Assassin.
Yeah, Vindicare Assassin, and then the other Razorback, same as the first, with the Strike Squad with the Psy Cannon inside. A Dread Knight with the Heavy Incinerator and the personal teleporter.
Alright, and then your Librarian, what was his powers?
His powers were Smite, Warp Rift, and Might of Titan.
Alright, and do you have anything in reserve?
No.
Nothing in reserve. Okay, and so we're going to roll for the objective points and go from there. So we identified the objective. The guard here have a 3-point objective. This barrel is a 3-point objective. The high point, 4-point objectives here in the middle. That's 2. The 2-point objective is sitting in the ruins here with the Grey Knights. And then there's a 1-point objective here. It is night fighting. We rolled a 6 for round 1. And so this is a grav wave generator, which means it halves the charge distance. And the Vindicare is sitting there on a Skyfire Nexus, which makes sense for a Vindicare, but there are no flyers in this battle, so it's a pointless effect. So at least it's not a 1. Do not seize the initiative, and Sisters are going to go, starting with 2 faith points this round. And we're going to go on to our movement. Sisters have finished movement. It wasn't all that exciting. Rattlings, they're shooting heavy stuff, so they don't move. These Penitent Engines are just moving up forward. The Repentia jump in the Rhino, and then they just drive it into a ditch, immediately immobilizing it on round 1. St. Celestine flies into the ruins. Guard over here don't move at all. And these 2 Exorcists roll forward, not immobilizing themselves. It's night fighting, but we're going to go into shooting. Rattling Snipers, which I'm going to drop out of all future lists, but I'm playing this for the Iron Builder because they never accomplish anything. They actually put a wound on the Vindicare that he didn't save with his 2-up cover save, but he's multi-wound, so he's good. Penitent Engines ran. Guard do nothing, and St. Celestine ran, so all we have are Exorcists. Shooting is over. I may have fallen into that Grey Knight thing where you fear Vindicare Assassins. Everyone shot him. Exorcists shot him only once each. They did no wounds. So all of the shooting is done, and we're on to Grey Knights round 1. So the Grey Knights are nice to play against because they don't have so many models. Grey Knights round 1 movement is done. Pretty much everyone moves forward except for the Vindicare. The flying jump monstrous creature is the leading edge of the assault, and we're on to their shooting. So far, the Grey Knights, you can keep rolling. So far in the shooting, the Grey Knights Land Raider shoots this guy. The Exorcist doesn't pen it, and then shoots the Pent Engines, but also does not pen them. Finishing up with Grey Knights shooting, the Vindicare Assassins armor penetrating sniper round just blows up the Exorcist. First shot gives him first blood to the Grey Knights. They got a point there, and one hull point was taken off a Penitent engine by a heavy bolter. And other than that, no more injuries. There are no assaults on the Grey Knight side, and so they have first blood for blowing up my Exorcist. And we're on to Sisters round 2. So on Sisters round 2, from outflanking, the Dominion squad comes in and the girls get out. And then a bunch of Battle Sisters walk right onto the edge of the board, but they don't go very far because they're in terrain. They are going to identify the objective, and we're going to move on to actual movement. These don't move. This guy rolls up. St. Celestine flies over here. These are still immobilized. Rattlings don't move. Penitent engines move up. Girls also get out on round 2. Dominions come in. Dominions, immolators, heavy flamers, exorcist missiles. Everything shoots this Dread Knight for the most part. He's still standing. He's got 1 wound left. He's rolled a crazy number of really good saves. The Rattlings shoot down the Vindicare assassin, and that's it, because this group of guard over here pretty much can do nothing. And we identified this objective as a Skyfire Nexus. There's a lot of them here. So we're on to the assaults, and not sure if anything's going to happen with that. St. Celestine does not make the assault. These Pent engines choose not to assault the Dread Knight. And we're done with Sisters 2, so we're on to Grey Knights 2. So all the movement is done for Grey Knights. Pulls up, Strike Strahd gets out, Dread Knights coming towards that immolator. These guys slide backwards and they're done with movement. Land Raider actually did not move, it just rotated, so it's aiming at the Pent engines. Shooting is over. There's been a lot of death for Sisters. This Dominion squad gets shot the heck up, and there's 2 of them who are fleeing, but they have to flee around because they can't really flee through these guys. Dread Knights shot this immolator, so it's going to charge it. We had a Penitent engine actually blow up, but there's no one near it, so it can't hurt anyone. And did you shoot anything else? No one else got shot. So it was a lot of shots into Pent engines and into Dominions, and the Grey Knights are about to assault. Assaults are over. Dread Knight kills the immolator. Doesn't blow up. Oh, it does blow up, but it doesn't kill the girls or the Paladin Terminator squad, whatever they are, coming out of it. And we're moving on to Sisters round 3 with 3 faith points. So at the top of turn 3, what happens? A Scout Sentinel comes in on this edge here by outflank. These girls come walking in from reserve. Exorcist moves here. Those guard don't move at all. These Repentia come moving up here. Penitent engines go over here. St. Celestine flies over them. The Dominion squad rallies at the edge of the board, but they were moving around anyways. Rattlings don't move. These Sisters move 6 inches through cover, and we're done with movement. We're going to see if this Rhino unimmobilizes itself. It's the 1, so it's still immobilized. And we're going to go on. Shooting is over now. Guard accomplished nothing. Sentinel runs. These girls run. Exorcist kills the Dread Knight. These girls don't move. Penitent engines flame the Land Raider. Nothing happens. These girls, the one with the multi-multi shoots at, doesn't hit. The girls in the back, active faith, shoot the Dread Knight and don't do anything. St. Celestine can't shoot anyone. Rattlings accomplish nothing. Rhino does not unimmobilize itself, so it's kind of dismal still for the Sisters. Actual assault moves happen. The Repentia and the Penitent engines attack the Land Raider. St. Celestine attacks that group, and we're going to see what happens with the assault. Very terrible combat occurs. Penitent engines and Eviscerator-wielding Repentia just ripped the Land Raider to pieces, and they killed, unbelievably, 3 Terminators inside it when it blows up, and the Repentia lose their mistress. So that is the end of Sisters round 3. So we're on to Grey Knights, the bottom of round 3, and the Sisters still have 1 faith point. Movement for the Grey Knights is done. Razorback backs out. The Strike Squad gets out of it. These guys are standing in the crater. That Razorback moves so that it can rotate and shoot Dominions, and that's it for Grey Knights. So on to the shooting is done. 1 Penitent engine still remains with a single hull point. The Dominion squad has been shot, and it's running towards its own deployment, which is kind of at the guy that shot it. And the Repentia were just mowed down by librarians with flame templates, and that sent them off into the warp. And guys with side bolters. All right, on to the end of the assault for the Grey Knights. The 2 Grey Knights guys die, and it is the champion or the Sergeant versus St. Celestine next round, and there are no other assaults. So on to Sisters. On the movement, Scout moves. These girls move up. Penitent moves. They're locked in combat. Dominion's running. No one else moves. Shooting the Rhino. Done with Sisters movement. Shooting. Sentinel is up here, identifying that as a grav wave generator. They run. They don't get very far. These girls shot that Razorback. Nothing happens. That Dominion shoots at the Razorback. Couldn't hurt it if it wanted to. St. Celestine's locked in combat, and the Penitent engine's going to charge a bunch of Terminators. So it's got to be the last round because I've got to go home. But Grey Knights, they won that combat. They get to consolidate, and it is onto their top of their, or the bottom of the round. They won that against the Penitent engine. So Grey Knight movement, Terminator Squad, which is a troop, has come up on this objective, which turns out to be a booby-trapped item. And then this squad's going to try to kill the Sentinel. All right, so I think we're done because we're done. So it's the end of Grey Knight's round. What happens? Shooting. They shoot everything they have almost at that Scout Sentinel, killing it. St. Celestine got shot with a Cybolt Strength 6. She rolls a 1 on her armor side. She dies. So we're going to count up points. Game. Grey Knights have 8. They have a 4-point objective. They killed 2 fast attack units. They killed the Warlord, and they got first blood. And the Sisters have a total of, was it 4 points?
Yeah.
They have 4 points of objectives, and they almost had Linebreaker, but they didn't get it. So it's Grey Knight victory. Yep.